How's it going, everybody? My name is AK, back again with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're taking a look at the spawns on Nuketown. So if you've ever been playing Nuketown and you've seen that there's just a game where someone always seems to know the spawns, they seem to be spawn trapping you all the time and you can never get out of your spawn, and you're wondering, how do I do that for myself? Well, you've come to the right video. Stay tuned to the end of the video to learn how to manipulate the spawns in your favour all the time on Nuketown, get you those high kill gameplays, and always seem to be 2 steps ahead of the other team. With that said and done, let's jump straight into the video. The Nuketown's a very old map. It's been around for, all of its variations, a very long time. So everyone knows the 2 spawn points, this side spawn and then the other side spawn. But there are actually other spawn points on the map that you might not know about. While you might not recognise it, I'm sure if you've played a lot of Nuketown, which I guess everyone really has, there have been points in the game where you actually spawn in this area of mid, as well as also occasions where you spawn in this area of mid. So how can you predict where the enemy are going to spawn? So as a general rule of thumb, the enemy will spawn on the side of the map that you are not spawning. So if you pull up your map, it's on the scoreboard. This is actually a really good way, especially in hardcore, to find out where people are spawning, because although there's no mini-map on hardcore, if you do pull up the map from the scoreboard, this is there. You can see where your teammates are spawning. And if you see your blue arrows pop up one side of the map, you can almost be certain that enemies are spawning on the other side of the map. This begs the question, how far up the map can we push in order to not flip the spawn? So say we're spawning out the back of the yellow building. You can push really anywhere up into this house, as long as you don't push out of this actual back spawn area here. You can stay in the house, you can stay in the garage, but as long as you don't actually push out into this back spawn, then you won't actually be blocking the enemy spawn. So you can sit here and play the kills and sit there or in the house. And so yeah, as long as you don't actually push out the back, you won't be flipping the spawns for the other team. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are spawn points in mid, just around this corner here and then over the far corner there. And you might be asking, so how do people spawn there if there's always sort of spawning in either side of the map? Now, what happens if you actually push out of here and block the spawn here, yet there's teammates that have only spawned up recently on the other side, that actually means that both of the main spawn points on the map are blocked. And so the game sort of, to not throw them into the line of sight of an enemy in either spawn, then start spawning mid-map. So if you start spawning mid-map, you need to take that as sort of a hint that there's a players both sides of the map. So that's why if you do spawn up mid-map, be careful, because you can have being shot from both sides. Now, when I'm playing Nuketown, I always try and flip the spawn so that we're spawning on the blue house side. For most things, I think blue side is actually a better side to spawn, especially if you're going for weapon camos like the long shots. Being able to jump on the balcony blue side is quite an advantage to get some long shots over the long watch there. And also, I just find for spawn trapping, actually spawning on the blue side is better, because you can sit up here, sort of behind the fridge thing, and spawn trap here. This actually will not block the spawns. You can stay here, pretty much spray into their spawn, and this won't actually block the spawn. It's really sort of until you push out maybe onto like this wooden decking bit that you might start actually flipping the spawn. But also being able to play sort of behind the sofa as a nice little watch to the back spawn is also an advantage really of spawning on the blue side, so that you can trap them in the spawn yellow side. Say you are spawning yellow side and you do want to flip to blue side. Well, how do you flip the spawn? It's pretty simple. All you have to do is push up into their spawn and play in here for a while, and then wait for the rest of your team essentially to move out of your original spawn, because at first the enemies will start spawning mid, but as the enemies will sort of then push back towards one side of the map, then you sort of just have to lock down this side until you start seeing your teammates spawn here. So that'll probably take anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds sitting in the back spawn, provided you get the kills. You can also use the spawn points on Nuketown to sort of determine where the enemies are. If you're spawning in the far back of here, in this sort of back yellow section and the equivalent on the blue side, this actually means that the enemy are pushed up into your building or into your garage or somewhere close. You can tell this because what you can do is you can actually slide, look over this fence, and shoot anyone that's pushing out of the garage or the side. It's a very good spot if you're actually being spawn trapped. Use this to pick up some kills. But essentially, if you're spawning in this back area, they're pushed up close on your side. And if you're spawning more towards this side area here, or a quicker push towards mid, that means really they're trapped in their spawn. And that allows you to actually then push up and sort of join the push into their spawn. And again, as I said on the other side, that applies for here. If you're spawning in here, they're pushed up either in this building here trying to spawn trap you, or in the top. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. So hopefully that clears up a few things about Nuketown spawns. I was sort of inspired to make this video. I was watching an attach video, I think, and all of the comments are people saying, I'll do a video on spawns, like show us how the spawns work and things like that. So I thought I'd do a little in-depth video, just sort of showing all the spawns on Nuketown and how you can influence them. I'm also probably going to be making these for the competitive maps, for Hardpoint especially, and then maybe I'll also do Control as well. They're a bit more easy to predict, but yeah, I'll certainly do them for Hardpoint. So if you want to see them, make sure you subscribe. They'll be coming out in the next few weeks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and yeah, be sure to use these in your next game of Nuketown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.